Assalamualaikum. In this video, we are going to present our group project. It is a system for travel organization. Our group consists of 3 members, FATIHAH ALYA, HALIMAHTUL FITRAH, and I am RIDHWAH. For introduction, we created a system for vacation reservation. In this system, it will store and organize customers' reservation information based on the information inserted by users and the one that is already on input file. This system will also help the customers cancel their reservation as it will remove their data from the list. Next, this system will update the customers' payment once they already made full payment. In order to complete the system, we use 2 structures. The first structure is linked list. This structure use 5 classes to complete this structure. The first classes that we are using are class customer to store customers' information, class list node, list, and linked list. These 3 classes are used to implement the linked list implementation, and the last classes is fly linked list. This class is actually the main application for this structure. The second structure that we are using are queue. This structure uses 4 classes. Class customer and list are the same one that we use on linked list structure. And class queue is to specify the queue function implementation. And then class fly queue as main application program for queue implementation.
So this is the file input that we use to store the data customer who already made a reservation. That is consists of 20 records of customer.
Okay, for the customer class, it will store customer IC, customer name, customer phone number, the package that they choose, the category, tax, and the paid amount. Okay, this is the setter and getter. And this is the process, which is it will calculate the price.
Okay, so this is class list node where we declare the object of data and list node to link the data. So this is the method that we have in this class. This is class list where we create a method to insert at front, insert at back, remove from front, and remove from anywhere. Remove from anywhere, we receive a parameter that input by the user. So this is where you will check the customer IC if there is only 2 nodes. This is for nodes that have 3 or more, and this is to check the last node, and it will return the data to be removed. This is a remove from back method. This is method to check whether the list is empty or not, and return true if the list is empty. Method get first to return first element, and method get next to return next element. So this method size to calculate the size of list, and pre-method to display details of all elements.
Okay, so for the linked list, we have insert front, insert back, and remove, get first, and get next. For the queue, we have 3 methods, which is enqueue, dequeue, and get front. So for the main, we introduced a new scanner. We created a new linked list, and then we open the file. Then we read the data from the input file. And then we store it in the linked list, which is customer reserve. And then the menu selection, if the customer option is 1, it will ask the customer for their IC, name, phone number, and which package that they want. And then if option is number 2, it will ask the customer for their IC number, and then it will call the method remove to remove their IC based on the IC that they insert. If the option is 3, it will ask the customer's IC and then check the IC inserted and the one that are already inside the list. And then it will calculate the price, the total amount, and the balance that they need to pay. If the balance is equal to 0, it will display you already made a full payment. If they have a balance, then it will update the payment status. And then this is the catch method.
So here is the main by implement queue structure way, which is first in, first out. First, we declare a queue where name customer reserve, temporary reserve, full pay and half pay. After that, we open the file input to tokenize the data in file input to store it in customer reserve. After that, we will display the menu to customer make a option. If the option 1, customer will input the new data to reserve new vacation. If the option 2, after customer input all the data, we store it new reserve version in customer reserve. If the option 2, we will check whether the customer reserve is empty or not. As long as customer reserve is not empty, we will dequeue all the information that have in customer reserve, but with we will put in back in temporary reserve because we don't want to lose the data. So the process that we do in option 2 is to calculate the price. If the paid amount equals to total price, the information customer who made full payment will store in full pay queue, and after that we will store in half pay. And then we will display the name who made a half payment and full payment. If the option 3, here we calculate total sale. We check if temporary reserve is empty or not. As long as the temporary reserve is not empty, we will call method calculate price to calculate total sale, and then we will display the total sale for now. And we close the file input, and this is the catch method for file input.
Lastly, we proceed to the sample output. For sample output for linked list, we will display menu selection, whereas user will be asked to enter which process do they want to select. If the customer choose one, then the customer will be asked to input information for new reservation. Next, if the customer choose two, then the customer will ask to input IC number to cancel the reservation that they already made. If the customer chooses 3, then the system will execute for customer to update the payment status. And if the customer chooses 4, then the system will exit.
Okay, for the sample output of Q, it will display the menu selection. If the customer input is 1, then it will ask for their details for a new reservation. If the option is 2, then it will display the name, who has made full payment and who didn't. If the option is 3, then it will display the total sales. If the option is 4, it will exit the system.
In conclusion, we can conclude that these two structure implementation has its own pros and cons. For example, for list, it is best to be implemented for insertion and deletion in the middle of the list, and it is best to use if you need to traverse to update the data. Meanwhile, for queue, since it is using FIFO, first in and first out rules, then it is best to use deletion in the middle of the list. So from that, we can summarize that for our system, the best implementation is by using linked list data structure. That will be the end of our presentation. Assalamualaikum and thank you.